So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And once we get connected to the network, we're ready to start the session for today. So, find a comfortable posture yourself and settle down. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable to yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened one. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take a few minutes for ourselves to understand how this meditation practice can help for us to develop our spiritual foundation. So when it comes to spiritual foundation, you have in the beginning to have a very clear knowledge, understanding regarding what you practice. And at the same time, you should know that practice, how it can develop how it can bring the clarity to yourself. So that's why you have to bring the analytical understanding, just rather than following or believing something. You have to learn by reasoning. That is the very behavior of our mind also. From the beginning of the human life, people didn't have idea about liberation or freedom. They had the idea about surviving. They had a struggle. They spent their life to survive. And then by the time they experience this disappearance or the death, and then they put more effort to look for reason how to get out of the death. That is where all these religions, believing systems start to come. And still there are some people struggling and look for a way to get out of the death. People believing sometimes, someday we can achieve to this immortal life. And regarding the death, they start to look for many, many avenues to expand the longevity. And then when the Buddha came, and when the Buddha himself looked for the liberation or the truth or the enlightenment, and he never had an idea about how to stop the death. And he looked for the reasons why the death comes. And out of all the reasons, the reason for the death is something invisible. The reason for the death is the birth. And then the Buddha start to look into that. Why the birth happened? What is the reason for that? See that reasoning, the behavior of the human mind, and the Buddha, you start to look for the right thing. So that's mean look for the real truth. So then the very reason for the birth is the ignorance. So why the ignorance arises? What is the reason for the ignorance? Because of the desire, attachment. And why the attachment come? Because of we believe there is something. We believe there is something, and then we get attached to that. And then out of that attachment, what happened? We develop a certain kind of mental image related to the self-centered mind. And then even this physical disappear, that the mental image not going to disappear. With that memory we call as sanskara, or the mental formations. So then out of the formations, this life keep happening. And it happened for a so long time period. And now to get out of it is not easy. Then that's why we need some kind of discipline, mental practice, which we call meditation. So when it comes to meditation, the very purpose of meditation, purification of our mind. So when you purify your mind, what will happen? You are capable to see things as it is, understand things as it is, rather than using your mental formations or the sanskara. Once you're capable to recognize things as it is, and that is where you can understand how things come to be as they are. So that wisdom or that knowledge will help you to understand there is no such a thing permanently exist as we believe. Otherwise, we always hold it to the mind. So as example, right now, right here, that you're sitting, and then just think about something that somewhere exists. Person or thing. And it's kind of like that the mental image come to you, and kind of like there is something exist. And when that mental image happened to you, what happened? You forget, you detach, you disconnect from the very reality happening within yourself. Because in your head, there is no kind of like a image. There is a whole nerve system, and this whole the brain and firing and bringing this projection. So then if you look very carefully yourself, what happens, you recognize that what is happening within you. But most of time in day-to-day life, we always caught up with the mental image. And then we can't see what is happening within us. So the meditation is a method bringing you back to the very moment. The very moment means bringing your mind to your body. So for that, we use our inhalation, exhalation as the primary mental object. Or you can use as the sensation or the bodily postures, or even the thoughts or phenomena. So somehow that whatever the primary mental object you use, you should not encourage or you should not empower that mental image that keep happening in you. So somehow you have to get out of it. So then while you practice meditation, always remember, when you focus to the sensation, don't try to bring up a mental image to that. Make your mind free from all the mental images. And whatever come to your mind, and always remember, look into yourself and see in this very moment, as a person, that what is happening in you. Because once you become very clear with that, that mental image going to become weaker. That weakness is very necessary. And otherwise that, because what is happening really, sometimes we don't see. And even the knowledge not enough for us to get into the reality. That's why especially we have to practice a method to touch that reality. So when it comes to the mind and this reality, and I'll give example, it's like as ordinary people, we know what is right and what is wrong. And at the same time, we know in life what we should do and what we should not do. We know. But if you look very carefully, even though we know what is right, so just imagine we know what is right, then how the wrong things happening within us? Because you know what is right, then from where? That what is the reason that wrong happening? Why we do wrong things? Because you know what is right. And you know what is good. Then how something bad can happen from us? If you really know that what is good, the bad cannot happen. But still in the world, within you and me, what is the reason? From where it happened? What is the reason it can happen? So what happened to the knowledge that already you have regarding the right, when the wrong things come to you? So then if it is disappear, neglect, or go away, if you can't reach to that, if it is become neutral, if it is kind of like a shutdown, how you can bring a statement to tell, oh, I know what is right? Because if you know what is right, 24/7 till you die, it should happen with you. So think about it. And other thing is, when the wrong things happening, from where it come? Because no one invite for that, no one encourage for that, but still, what is the power? The wrong things can come as action. So if you look very carefully, you recognize, because we don't see this nature, we don't see this behavior, what is exactly happening within us, because of we caught up with most of time with the mental images, with the thoughts. We become very limited to that. When we become very limited to thoughts, we disconnect from the reality. But the reality is always going to become powerful. And the patterns and the methods sometimes overtake, and we don't see that how we into the patterns or how we into the methods, and how we develop the structure within our lifestyle, because we caught up with the mental images. So then the meditation, that's why the meditation is very necessary. Not for everyone, but if you look for the clarity, to disconnect from these mental images, disconnect from this visualization, disconnect from the world we build up with the thoughts. And you have to have some practice. So when you disconnect from these mental images or the thoughts you build up, the world you build up inside you, what happens? You're capable to see things exactly as it is, and at the same time, that is where you are capable to understand the cause and effect. So once you are capable to detach from this, your own thoughts, and you see how things come to be as they are, and that is where you can interfere with that without making any harm, without getting hurt, without making any disturb. That is where you can interfere with it. So that interference we call the right way of seeing and understanding. So it is not that what you want or what you think. You recognize that things itself, from its own character, from its own behavior, and you accept it. There is something exists separately from you. But when we caught up in our thoughts, what happens? With the memory, with the thinking part, with the visualization, with the desires, we try to make things happen the way we want. So that itself creates a struggle. It itself creates the difficult lifestyle around us, and not only for us, and it makes other people also difficult. So then remember, you are a result of cause and effect, and at the same time everything also result of cause and effect. Rather than seeing the thoughts, rather than seeing the world through what you think, and detach that and try to see things as it is. So observing inhalation, exhalation, bringing ability for yourself to try to get into that kind of mental quality. So then what you need to do, without interfering, without visualization, without making any command. So just observe the simply inhalation, exhalation as it is. And try to see its own character, its own behavior. When you observe that, in the beginning, recognize inhalation, exhalation separately. Be very clear. This is inhalation, this is exhalation. And then the next moment when the inhalation happens, know this is inhalation and observe from beginning to end. Novelly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end of the inhalation. And when the exhalation happens, know this is exhalation and know this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end of the exhalation. So in that way, little by little, you develop ability. Rather than caught up with thoughts, your awareness become more into the outside and see the very experience. And the very next level, while you're observing that some inhalation become longer, some inhalation become shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold, so like that. Each and every inhalation, exhalation has a different character. So behavior, so learn it, observe it, recognize it. While it happens, recognize it. So not what you think. Now you completely into the experience. And then what happens, so by the time, when the inhalation happens and at the same time, your entire body responds to that. And your entire body harnessed with your inhalation. And as a result of that, the body calm down. When the exhalation happens, your entire body responds to that, your body calm down. So calming down, the body inhalation happens, calming down, the body exhalation happens. And then not only the body, when the body calm down, what happened as a result of that, the mind calm down. So the calming down the mind, inhalation happens, calming down the mind, exhalation happens. So when the body and mind calm down as a result of inhalation, exhalation, what happened again? Calming down the inhalation, inhalation happens, calming down the exhalation, exhalation happens. So within the inhalation, exhalation, body, mind, breathing itself calm down. So that will help you to settle down and tranquilize moment by moment. So observe and recognize it. So when in a certain level, your body, mind, breathing calm down to a certain level, and body, mind, breathing start to work as one. So from that point, you're capable to see how the thought arises. And the thought arise and disappear, thought arise and disappear. So now you see entire process within the inhalation, exhalation. And because in the beginning that your body and the mind, the breathing became as one. So now when the thought arises and you know it arises itself. And by the time it changed, disappear. And so the very next level, you see that the very roots of the thoughts, it is not just the surface level of thought. There is a reason behind it. And the depth of the thought, that's mental formation, roots, the seeing, that still the inhalation, exhalation happens, but now you're capable to see the roots. And as a result of that, you feel more joy and the pleasure and the happiness arise, but still you don't go that way. You still keep observe the inhalation, exhalation. So then by the time what will happen, again, the mind, the thoughts become more sharp and clear with the roots, mental formation or the history and the emotions. And then you know it happens, it is not just it is not you, it is the very entire, the process keep happening inside you. So that is where you're not going to accept the thoughts as you. So by the time it happened deeply, again, your body and the mind and the breathing and settle down, and the calmness, the joy, the pleasure, this everything come together. And anymore, sometimes you don't feel this physical body. You don't feel anymore this physical world. You don't hear anymore the outside sound, because that joy, the pleasure, the bliss is so strong. But still, you are capable to handle it rather than go with it. So then by the time you come to the tranquility state, that joy, the pleasure, the bliss slowly settle down. Your awareness is going to become more sharp and clear, and thoughts anymore not going to disturb. This outside things anymore not going to bring the cravingness. So that is where you slowly come to settle down with the tranquility state. In that tranquility state, five aggregates settle down and become weak, and your awareness become more sharp and clear. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, oh, may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Visualize yourself and send it as a light forward. To your backside. To your left side. To your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha me sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Maya Dhamma nu Dhamma Padipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Addaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Paribunjisami Idamme Punya Kammanga Savakkaya Vahang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamunchatu. Bless you.